All right, guys. Eric Paul's in here. Going to give you the round one reaction to the Genesis Invite as well as the round two Showdown Picks. There's a little bit of, I don't know, I guess, chalky cut sweats that we're going to have tomorrow, and then some big names that are really blowing up. We'll see if those guys are going to be some good regression picks for us for round two. So let's get into it. All right, so we're just going to pull up kind of just the player pool, see kind of how it's looking. We'll just kind of show you guys that based off of the leaderboard. We'll show you guys kind of the model ranking. Now, obviously, that's going to be a little bit different than the players that I personally ended up on and other members of 9 to 5 ended up on. But for the most part, you know, the players that ranked out well in the model are going to be the players that we ended up on this week in DFS. So let's kind of look at it. I'm just going to sort it by model rank here. We'll do top 25. Now, like Sam Burns, he was a high exposure play. Sam Burns is in first place at -7. You know, just a solid play. He's a good stat fit and good recent form. Had a top 25 finish last year. Ended up on him as a high exposure play at 125 to 1. It's awesome to see him in the lead. I don't know what that dance was. I apologize there. But, you know, for the most part, it is going pretty good. We see Xander, Emiliano Grillo, Carlos Ortiz kind of struggling a little bit right now. But really, other than that, you know, it's going pretty well. We'll see DJ's playing well. Taylor Gooch, Cameron Tringali played really well. John Rahm, Matthew Naismith, Wyndham Clark. Wyndham Clark was another guy. I think he was 175 to 1 on the betting card, so I'm kind of hoping that he wins. Joaquin Niemann really came through. He was one of my favorite plays this week. So, you know, lots of good things to really hang our hat on. But I do want to kind of show you guys JT and Bryson DeChambeau. We're going to pull up those two because those two are struggling right now. And even a little bit of Rory, because those are the two like really big names that are struggling right now. And then Bryson as well. And we can kind of see a picture here. So Rory does really struggle in round one. So it's no surprise that he's kind of struggling right now. Obviously the round's not final, so that's why we don't have anything for him. But you know, he's struggling. And then Bryson and JT, they normally do have a solid round one. Bryson is really struggling as a whole today, just watching a little bit of it here and there, just not playing well. I do expect all the three of these guys to regress back a little bit. That's going to be up to you. Obviously, they're going to have the better tee time with the early tee time. Their conditions will be a little bit softer. You know, I would expect those three guys to definitely regress back a little bit. I'd be favoring Bryson the most, but he's the one that looked the worst out of the three. But still, these guys are all going to play a little bit better. I'd be perfectly fine with going back to the wall with them. You know, JT, he kind of just has these random really bad rounds and these random really bad weeks. It's kind of why I decided to fade him as a whole. And Rory, I was just a little bit worried about him as well. Kind of getting off to a slow start in a stacked field. I faded him there, but I think all three will be quality plays for you guys in a GPP this week. But let's get into the bigger breakdown for round two. All right, so we're just going to get into it. We're going to do it by round two scoring here. I'm pretty excited for Sam Burns in first place there. That's pretty sweet. That'd be an awesome hit this week. But we'll do it. We'll just sort it by round two rank here. Give it a second, and then we're going to sort it by, you know, who's the best in round two. Let's get rid of those back end guys that don't have anything. And I do want to look at like the top 40 stat rank. So let's see what we've got. So Jim Furyk actually went out and had a solid round one. Okay, he was a value play. He was our second highest value play this week. Kind of like 50-50 on him and Stuart Sink. So really not bad there. He did have a better tee time. You know, I'm favoring the early tee time a little bit more than I am the late tee time. So, you know, maybe just for a 50-50 decision maker. Obviously, we saw Sam Burns go out and go low in the afternoon. It's not as big of a difference this week as previous weeks, but I still think that is still going to be an advantage. So if you can, you know, go out of your way to get someone in that early tee time. But we're looking at Jim Furyk here. I think Jim Furyk will be, you know, a fine play. Colin Morikawa, definitely expect him to have a little bit of a better round in round two. Justin Thomas, kind of expect him to regress back. Carlos Ortiz is kind of one I think I'd really hang my hat on. He's, you know, a little bit struggling right now in round one. 8th in round two scoring rank on tour. Obviously, grayed out really well in the model. He was just mispriced on DraftKings. Even if he's priced up a little bit, I think we can easily play him. If you guys wanted to go with Sam Burns again, he's probably going to be popular because he went off and had a good day. And he's definitely due to regress. He's not going to have as good of a round, but maybe he still goes 2 under. I could definitely see that happening. So I could go like Carlos Ortiz, Sam Burns, and like a JT start possibly, and then maybe John Rahm and Tony Finau on the back end. So those are going to be fine plays. Let's kind of just sort it by model rank here as well. We'll do top 40 in the model. See if there's any other names that pop up here. There isn't, so that all stayed the same. Victor Hovland. Let's just do top 15 to 40, because obviously that'll change a little bit more. So Wyndham Clark comes into play. Abraham Answer, he might not be a bad option. He kind of started off slow. Obviously, he didn't have a practice round at all, so he started off slow, kind of bounced back decently. Hideki, Charles Howell, Bubba, Brian Harmon. No real names that I really want to hang my hat on too much as a whole there. So this is kind of one of those ones where we don't have too many players to really go off of regression-wise, because a lot of the players are really doing well. So there's no reason to really force it, because that's kind of just what the data is telling us. The data is kind of telling us that a lot of our guys kind of already had their ceiling kind of day, if you will. Cameron Tringali played well. Sam Burns played well. Jim Furyk played well. Wyndham Clark played well. Obviously, Joaquin Niemann and Patrick Cantlay, like 3 of our top 6 plays, are dominating. So, we don't exactly have to push it too much, but I do think, playing someone like maybe Bryson or JT, you can get away with that. Rory as well. Rory will definitely settle into a better round. And then like Carlos Ortiz, Sam Burns, maybe even some Jim Furyk I'd be fine with. But let's just look at the players that are, definitely due to regress here in round 2. All right. I just want to look at the top 10 right now. Oh, I can't because it's not finalized just yet. Okay, so I can't look at the top 10 directly here, but we'll try to do it like this if we can. Yeah, once the rounds get finalized, we'll be able to do that. But Sam Burns, JB Holmes, no surprise that he's doing well. He's a good course history here. Matthew Fitzpatrick actually could have a better round in round 2. That's his best scoring round. Alexander Noren probably going to have a little bit of a fall off round. Don't expect him to really have a strong day. Let's see here, 4th. Wyndham Clark, his best round is round 2 scoring, so he could have a better day. Patrick Cantlay might have a little bit of a worse day. Max Homa, he's just been playing so well. I don't know if we can exactly trust that number. Scotty Scheffler probably going to play a little bit worse. Matt Jones probably going to play a little bit worse. Let's see here. And then we got some players where the rounds just need to finish up there. So that's kind of what it's looking at for the showdown for round 2. Once again, don't really need to push it today or for round 2. Kind of already did the work. Just kind of got fingers crossed. Hopefully it goes our way going into the weekend, and we don't really have to push it on the showdown slates because we already are doing so well on the main slate. So that's what I'm hoping for. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a like and subscribe. I do appreciate that. And as always, guys, let's keep cashing. The tools that you saw in this video, you can get at 95 Sports. Link is in the description below. All right, thanks, guys. I'm out.